I made this motion, and I didn't think it was that big a deal. I don't know how many members on the Appropriations Committee there are, 35, 40. I got 2 votes. Everybody else suddenly had an important message on their phone. So I learned a good lesson. You know, I like to say my mother didn't raise a fool, and if she did, it was one of my brothers. But I was a fool then. But I'm glad things have changed, and I hope we follow through. Now, government waste takes many forms, but I'll tell you one form. It's the purest form. It's when the federal government has taxpayer money and it doesn't belong to the federal government, but the federal government refuses to give it back. And that's the case we have at the Department of Treasury. I don't want to be too hard on my friends at the Treasury because they've come around. It's taken 8 years, but they've come around. The Department of Treasury is holding $95 million, not 950,000, 95 million unredeemed and fully matured savings bonds. I'll explain what that means in a second. The value is $38 billion. Now, there are only 335 million Americans. So this is probably not realistic, but if one unredeemed bond, if you assess one unredeemed bond to one individual American, that's 30% of our country. Now, what's a matured unredeemed savings bond? A savings bond, as you probably know, Madam President, is just a loan to the government. That's all it is. You want to invest your money and you want to help the government. Say you want to, in World War II, we sold a lot of bonds to help pay for World War II. You say give money to the government, and over a long period of time, usually 20 or 30 years, sometimes 10 to 15, at the end, you'll get back money plus interest. So it's not like a regular bond where you get quarterly interest payments. You give your money to the federal government takes your name and address, you get a piece of paper, and at the end of however long of a bond you buy, say 20 years, you get back your principal plus interest. A good example is there are all types of savings bonds, and I don't want to get too far down in the weeds, but let's take a EE U.S. savings bond. Okay, let's suppose I buy one. I go to the federal government. I give the federal government $200. They take my name. They take my address. They give me a sheet of paper.